going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlasting Shannon. We done that interview where we got quite deep actually about kind of your return to the ring and what you'd been through and how much it will mean to you. Now you've done that, stepped in the ropes. Yeah, it must feel really good sitting here, knowing you're back.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. It wasn't a easy fight to come straight back into. We knew she was tough. We knew she didn't get stopped. So I feel like I didn't put too much pressure on myself. I just stuck to a nice jab. I feel like it was a nice, tidy performance. If I'm honest, I feel like the scorecards were a little bit unfair, and everything that I'm seeing on socials and everyone that's speaking to me saying there's no way them scorecards were what it was. But we got the win nonetheless, and we both left the ring healthy, safe, and both going home to our families healthy for Christmas, which is the main thing.
Yeah, the 77, 75 scorecards, when they were read out, I think everyone kind of looked at each other and went, have we been watching a different 8 rounds here?
What? Like, surely not, but how can I sit here and say, oh, no way did she get around when I've got a big black eye? I shouldn't really say anything.
I suppose there are fighters who walk away unjustly with a result, be it a draw and a loss. So you're walking away with a win. So I suppose the scorecard is will be at the back of the mind. You're now back in the ring and doing what you do best. So just being in there and just the lights, people, and just must feel good, that whole kind of atmosphere around boxing.
Just to be back, it wasn't just about the win. It was about, the week, doing the press conference, the media workout, the weight cut, doing everything, just trying to get back into it. It's been 14 long months. Like I've said in quite a few interviews, I think I said it to you the other day, I was told at one point I might not never box again. I had to literally learn how to walk again. When you're in a hospital with beams beside you and they're teaching you how to walk, you don't think you're ever going to come back from that. So literally 14 months. It was supposed to be a year, but obviously the Eubank Bend kind never happened. To be back here, it's kind of unheard of.
Yeah. And in terms of a performance, like you said, you stuck to a nice jab. When we spoke the other day, you said kind of you've differed your style, and obviously it's a long time, and there's a lot to change. A lot can change in that time. Do you think you kind of put in your performance them changes? Like if we were to watch that and perhaps watch your last fight, would we see side by side a very different Shannon Courtenay, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think I used to always neglect my jab. I never really used to use much of a jab, and I used to look for the big shots and almost...
Is that because you can hurt people with them big shots? You're someone who can punch. Was that perhaps always something that was in your mind? If I land that shot?
Yeah, I don't want to sound arrogant and be like, I'm a knockout artist, because I'm obviously not, but we know that I can hit, and sometimes I would rely on my power, because I'm going to be honest, there's no point of being like trying to brag. Compared to a lot of these girls, I'm nowhere near as good as them, but I hit very, very hard. So sometimes I used to rely on my power. Now I've worked so hard, I've got a nice jab, and my styles are very relaxed now that my capability is getting higher, so I don't need to rely on that power. It's nice to know I've got it in the locker, but if you can make a nice performance, we know it was 14 months out the ring, it's nice to get 8 rounds in the bag. That's why we picked her, because we knew she was tough. We knew we'd get the rounds in, because the next fight's a 10-rounder. And I know I've got a very tough 2023 ahead of me, so it was a perfect opponent. And in my opinion, yes, I made mistakes. Of course I did. I got hit with some silly shots, but I feel like it was overall quite a good performance.
Yeah. I know it's kind of a cliche saying ring rust, but I mean, 14 months you'll be able to tell us, is ring rust a thing?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
I think fight week rust is a thing, getting used to it all again, and it's definitely, you wake up and you get them little nerves in your stomach, and you sit there and you think, I should have been a dancer. But the ring rust is definitely a thing, but you don't think you can make that an excuse to everything. I made mistakes tonight. I'm relatively, even though I was world champion, I'm relatively a novice, I didn't have a massive amateur background. I've only had less than 10 fights, so I'm still learning.
Yeah, it's funny you should mention nerve, because I was my next question was going to be, you've had more meaningful and bigger fights than this beforehand, and you will have more meaningful and bigger fights ahead. But just kind of from a nerve perspective, as you're about to walk out, did it compare to kind of the world title fight simply just because of the time?
Do you know what? I've made a point of this week enjoying it all and making sure that I enjoyed fight night, especially because
Have you not done that in previous then? Perhaps got too wrapped up in it that you don't enjoy the moment?
I never used to enjoy the moment. I used to soak it in. I used to put unnecessary pressure on myself, and I used to sit and I used to try and, no offense to the likes of you, do every interview, try and get my face on camera. It's not about that. I don't want to be someone that's constantly on camera. I want to box. I want to focus on the job at hand, and I just wanted to really enjoy myself, and that's exactly what I did tonight. I had such a nice time. Even the ring walk, I was smiling. New ring walk song, new me. I'm just so happy to be back. So when I went into the Jamie Mitchell fight, when I was world champion, we went into the fight knowing full well that I had an ACL rupture and a torn meniscus. So I shouldn't have been boxing. The surgeons were like, she shouldn't be running. She shouldn't really be walking the way that the state her leg was in. And you saw my leg, it was all strapped up. I couldn't go side to side. I could only go in straight lines. So the rematch clause was put into place saying because of the injury she sustains, Shannon gets an automatic rematch for the belt. It wasn't about the person, it was for the belt. Obviously, that clause is, we've taken that clause, but obviously Mitchell lost the belt, and now it's Nina Hughes. My manager, Adam Booth, has spoken and verbally agreed with Lee Eaton, who is Nina's manager, that the rematch is going to happen. Eddie's on the understanding that I'm having the rematch as well, and just got off the phone with Adam just now, and that looks like the fight that's going to be happening next.
It's a really good fight as well. A domestic fight, which obviously gives a lot more interest kind of in Britain, etc. And I know it's a fight obviously you believe you're going to win, and you believe you'll be sitting here in, I don't know what the timeline will be, but you believe you'll have your world title back around your waist next year.
100%. I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to be an easy fight because I've got a lot of respect for Nina. She's a good fighter. But I do believe I will get my world title back, yes.
Yeah. And I am going to ask it. Do you know kind of when that would be? I know obviously you got a win to enjoy and everything, but do you know roughly when that would be?
We're talking about April.
Yeah. Look forward to it, Shannon. Thanks for giving me your time. Congratulations. Good to see you back. And yeah,
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
I'm going to share something with you that might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.